Men marry women with the hope they will never change. Women marry men with the hope they will change. Invariably, they are both disappointed. Gravitation is not responsible for people falling in love. The concept of marriage must have been thought up by an unimaginative pig. Everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid. Don't listen to the person who has the answers. Listen to the person who has the questions. There is no vaccine against stupidity. We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. Everything that exists in your life does so because of two things: something you did or something you didn't do. Information is not knowledge. The only source of knowledge is experience. You need experience to gain wisdom. Don't wait for miracles. Your whole life is a miracle. Everyone knew it was impossible until a fool who didn't know came along and did it. Love is a better teacher than duty. Falling in love is not at all the most stupid thing that people do, but gravitation cannot be held responsible for it. No, this trick won't work. How on earth are you ever going to explain in terms of chemistry and physics so important a biological phenomenon as first love? Any man who can drive safely while kissing a pretty girl is simply not giving the kiss the attention it deserves. There are only two ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle. I never think of the future. It comes soon enough. A person starts to live when he can live outside himself. Common sense is the collection of prejudices acquired by age 18. Education is what remains after one has forgotten what one has learned in school. You have to learn the rules of the game, and then you have to play better than anyone else. If you want to live a happy life, tie it to a goal, not to people or things. A man should look for what is, and not for what he thinks should be. Weakness of attitude becomes weakness of character. Strive not to be a success, but rather to be of value. I never think of the future. It comes soon enough. The only thing more dangerous than ignorance is arrogance. But love brings much happiness, much more so than pining brings pain. Never do anything against conscience, even if the state demands it. Peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding. When the solution is simple, God is answering. When you trip over love, it is easy to get up, but when you fall in love, it is impossible to stand again. The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge, but imagination. Small is the number of people who see with their eyes and think with their minds. Science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind. Once we accept our limits, we go beyond them. We cannot despair of humanity since we ourselves are human beings. The only source of knowledge is experience. You can't blame gravity for falling in love. Love recognizes no barriers. It jumps hurdles, leaps fences, penetrates walls to arrive at its destination full of hope. A successful marriage requires falling in love many times, always with the same person. Being deeply loved by someone gives you strength, while loving someone deeply gives you courage. Love is like a beautiful flower, which I may not touch, but whose fragrance makes the garden a place of delight just the same. A great marriage is not when the perfect couple comes together. It is when an imperfect couple learns to enjoy their differences. There is no more lovely, friendly, and charming relationship, communion, or company than a good marriage. There is no remedy for love but to love more. Good people always marry the wrong people because the right ones feel too odd. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. The important thing is to not stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. I believe in one thing, that only a life lived for others is a life worth living. Where the world ceases to be the scene of our personal hopes and wishes, where we face it as free beings admiring, asking, observing, there we re-enter the realm of art and science. Although I am a typical loner in daily life, my consciousness of belonging to the invisible community of those who strive for truth, beauty, and justice has preserved me from feeling isolated. Look deep into nature, and then you will understand everything better. Learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. The important thing is not to stop questioning. He who can no longer pause to wonder and stand wrapped in awe is as good as dead. His eyes are closed. A happy man is dissatisfied with the present to dwell too much on the future. Strive not to be a success, but rather to be of value. I speak to everyone in the same way, whether he is the garbage man or the president of the university. The secret of a happy marriage is finding the right person. You know they're right if you love to be with them all the time. Happy is the man who finds a true friend, and far happier is he who finds that true friend in his wife. Marriage is a risk. I think it's a great and glorious risk as long as you embark on the adventure in the same spirit. A good marriage is one where each partner secretly suspects they got the better deal. To be fully seen by somebody, then, and be loved anyhow, this is a human offering that can border on miraculous. Some people ask the secret of our long marriage. We take time to go to a restaurant 2 times a week. A little candlelight dinner, soft music, and dancing. She goes Tuesdays, I go Fridays.